Think everyone in California is against Arizona's new immigration law? Well, think again. California Congressman Brian Bilbray and 80 other members of Congress have filed a court briefing supporting Arizona. Joining us now to talk about this and tell us why is Congressman Bilbray. Congressman, good to have you with you here on America's News Headquarters. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you.
Good.
Great to be with you, Brian. And for the record, it's 75 in San Diego, so if you want to cool off, come on over.
Well, that sounds good. We might just head west. Let's talk a little bit about this whole idea of supporting a law just like what they passed in Arizona. That doesn't seem to be, in some quarters, a very popular position to take. Why do you believe that's the way we should go?
Well, what we're literally saying is that the Washington attacking Arizona is really basically suing the person that have been mugged. I mean, actually, the state is defending itself. It's defending itself from intrusion that Washington has refused to take action on. And, Brian, if you read the lawsuit that the Obama administration filed against Arizona, it's so absurd. It says that Arizona has violated the separation powers based on foreign policy because Mexico and Ecuador doesn't like the Arizona law, and that is affecting foreign policy. So thus, Arizona shouldn't be allowed to do any kind of enforcement. This thing really is an interesting line. And then the other part was that Arizona is not, the problem isn't that Arizona is enforcing the federal law. It is that the Obama administration has decided not to enforce the immigration law, and thus Arizona is intruding on the right of the Obama administration not to enforce the law at all. It's really convoluted. Right. And I'll tell you, the average American looking at this just says, how can you be suing your own state just because a foreign country doesn't like what that state's done?
Well, now, San Diego, I'm told, is a sanctuary city. And in fact, I'm told that the city council passed a resolution that condemned the Arizona law. Are you catching any backlash for your position?
They're catching backlash for the issue. In fact, they specifically backed off and said, we're not doing a boycott of Arizona, which is kind of interesting because as a former lifeguard, I'll tell you, the zonies come out here during this time of year. We don't go to Arizona during this time of year. So there's a lot of these sanctuary cities which are the real hypocrites because they're the cities, they're the people that have been obstructing the enforcement of federal law. They're the ones that the Obama administration should have brought charges, and it's really, really selective enforcement and hypocritical for the Obama administration to file a case against Arizona claiming that they're obstructing or interfering with jurisdictions when in fact it's the sanctuary cities that are doing it. And all Arizona's doing, Brian, is implementing federal law at a state level, which is consistent. And again, the lawsuit by the Obama administration says that the real crime here is the fact that they are enforcing the law when the Obama administration has made a policy not to enforce the law.
I just have a short second left. I want to ask you a quick question. Do you think politics are at play from the perspective of the Obama administration going after this lawsuit because they are pandering to the Hispanic voters, which are such an important voting bloc in some parts of this country?
Brian, they're pandering to the extreme left, and the fact is you and I know it was politics because even Holder admitted that 3 weeks after trashing and constantly attacking Arizona, he admitted in the committee, the Judiciary Committee, that he hadn't even bothered to read the bill. They not even have the decency to read somebody's legislation before you start impugning their integrity. That shows you the Obama administration is approaching this, that they need to throw some red meat to their extreme left, and this is one way to do it before the November election. They didn't even bother to read it, so it has nothing to do with the law. It has all to do with politics and trying to figure out how to defend themselves from the extreme left.
Congressman Brian Bilbray, Republican from California, the chair of the Immigration Reform Caucus, thank you for joining us here on America's News Headquarters.
Thank you very much, Brian.